Welcome to SRB TV. Come on now!
Yeah! We are here.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our episode of SRB TV. I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And on today's episode, we're taking a look at Loki Season 2, Episode 3.
1893.
So previously on Loki, our intrepid duo found, X5, aka Brad, in the 60s.
70s.
The 60s?
No, it's 1977.
It was 77? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Set in the 70s.
70s.
So he found out that the rebellious TVA group that went rogue was branching timeline.
They were pruning them. That's what they were doing. They were pruning them. They thought they were going after Sylvie, but instead, pretty much, it was more of a deep cover to start pruning it themselves.
But during that, it's Brad that found out where Sylvie was. They went to go talk with Sylvie. Sylvie wasn't having it and still is refusing to help.
Refusing to help because she still doesn't believe that the TVA is a great defense at the time, which is like Loki believes it is. It's just they need help building that defense. Meanwhile,
Obi's trying to deal with the fact that he can't go fix the stuff regarding the timeline due to the fact that the only one who can get through the doors to fix the issue is Kang and Miss Minutes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Renslayer and Miss Minutes.
Speaking of which, Casey finds out that Rand Fear's last contact was with Miss Minutes, and because of that, by the end of this episode, they finally found the location of where Renslayer is.
Yeah, exactly. That's where they find the location. So that's where we're at now in this episode. So it's interesting. See where we're gonna go and see what direction we're going with now. Because we started off with the craziness, then we found where Sylvie was, and talk with her a little bit. Now we'll figure out where we're going, pretty much. Because after this episode, we're at that halfway mark of the series, pretty much, or at least of this season. So again, let's dive into this for Loki Season 2, Episode 3. So, here we go.
This can't be the right place.
Oh, she's looking for Kang.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Where is she?
Never mind.
When he knew the end was near for him. Get back some more scene. Once now I'm going in. Okay. Better.
Black and white.
You are a hologram in the 1800s. Somebody's gonna call you a witch.
I know, right? At this point.
We'll be right by his side.
So, this was his plan. Kang Prime's plan.
I think this is him when he's younger. This is Kang when he's younger.
Because what was the title of this episode again?
1893.
But this is
1898.
Wait.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's the TVA handbook. Because remember, they showed us that has documents about how to create certain things.
Yeah.
Or fix certain things. It's like a camera being stuck in a camera of our timeline being stuck in the 80s. You're going to advance the timeline quicker, advance technology quicker than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Now she's gone and she's AWOL. How are we going to find a little rogue cartoon clock that doesn't want to be found?
Yeah, like he says, like the room needs to be bigger.
I think find her better.
It's in the most layman's terms possible. They need to make sure the room's bigger to handle the new branches.
The two hits we had on the 10-pad trace.
If we find Renslayer, we find Miss Minutes. You got a hit on the 10-pad place right here, Chicago, 1860.
He looks like he fits in with that mustache.
I know, right?
Promise you go to the same place twice.
No.
I have no idea. You're like killing baby Hitler.
I know, right?
Same place. Yes.
This is the
Chicago
same place.
World Fair.
Chicago World's Fair, 1893.
Yeah, it's also where serial killer murders happen.
There's the branch timeline.
Oh, branch.
This makes more sense to that.
There it is. The ghost clock. Look at
He's a haunt midway.
Look at that shit.
What do you call that?
Odin, Thor.
Make you a little homesick?
Boulder.
Yeah.
You don't think that looks like Odin? That's embarrassing. It's a crass generalization. We could reduce the entire culture down to a simple diorama. Such poverty of imagination. Somebody feeling a little left out to turn out that Those are not all.
Thor's not that tall.
Still. Oh my god, they have to add this humor. Please, still in Doomsday.
The Ottoman Hippodrome, where the ghost clock was spotted, and the balloon park. That sounds like it could be fun. That is a
Pick your timeline.
Is that the balloon? I think so.
Time is everything. It moves through
This
each
is why it's a branch timeline. Because we're not supposed to have this kind of technology yet.
one of us.
Because you have some kind of theatrics.
Yeah,
We
that's what they had to do
can
back
shape
then.
it.
Right there.
It's him.
That's him.
He remains.
Chris,
Power.
Chris, you know what it looks like? What's the machine Obi's been working
Yeah, that's what I
on?
said. That's what it looks
It looks
like.
like a bigger version of that.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I just got it. When you like flip it on its head, it kind of looks similar.
Of particles is transformed into the future.
He's doing this in the 1800s,
Yeah.
which shouldn't be scientifically possible at that point.
Are you well done?
What's the variant of He remains for the TVA? That's a later problem. We have a very serious now project.
I believe we have a deal.
You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what he was conning them.
Pleasure doing.
Because it feels like even with the little, I could be wrong, like with the stutters, I think this is all a show.
Wow, you stepped on my foot.
Yeah, like you said, it was a con. He kept raising the price, have the other guy raise his price.
You sure your plan is gonna work? I told you it's not.
I want my money back, Timely. These trousers don't work.
Yeah, like you said, he's a con man.
All you talking about? You look all over me.
He's literally doing
He's
this.
crunching down, yeah.
Perhaps I could come back.
Little trousers? You're a confidence trickster.
Luminary is
Confident
what you're
trickster.
looking at, of course.
Con man.
Con man.
Terms of time.
Why wouldn't it be?
Excuse me.
Gotta run.
Wait, this version of Kang is a con man.
He's an inventor, but he's a con man.
Good. Let it burn. Did you care about
The
anything
TVA needs to keep everything aligned.
I know. Just would have been up to learn to live a life.
You should be more clear on
I
that.
understand that.
You want to save the timelines.
And the TVA is destroyed. There would be a life to go back to.
There is no me. Not anymore.
Steal her purse, then that's it.
I know, right? I'm shocked that Ms. Minutes hasn't said a word.
Baby.
This is over here, isn't it?
We're back at this square one before, remember?
Yeah.
She doesn't understand stuff.
This is on you.
Really? Tandem bicycle.
Really?
One of your inventions?
I think this is what He Remains wanted to do, just in case he died, is to create a new
Version of
replacement-
himself.
a new replacement for him.
Yes. When I could still keep the timeline intact, you know, the sacred timeline just fully intact.
It's complicated.
It's high time someone tells me exactly What is going on?
No, this is a Virgin King who fails. So he remains making it a Virgin King who succeeds.
Far from now.
All is imagined. This is true.
Did you hear the murder part? That is why you need me by your side.
Yeah, only one of the Lokis killed you.
And the two of you said to me that
Similar thing.
for a while the two of you were in cahoots with him and his butler.
Butler!
They can't be trusted.
And why not?
Loki helped murder your variant. It's
No,
true.
he didn't.
But he was protecting me.
He was protected.
He switches sides.
Yeah, she's definitely out of the loop.
Where are they?
Yeah. Because they both want the same thing.
Bags!
I picked a fight.
Take him, he's all yours! He's all yours, never mind.
It's so fucking confusing. Because they both want the same thing. But because she doesn't know what's exactly going on right now on the TVA, she automatically assumes.
they're just.
And I hope for this partnership.
Sorry, Miss Minutes is making everything a tad creepy. Like, it's all in the plan kind of
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, like everything's going
But-
according to plan.
But I think that's what his backup plan was just make a tank.
Oh!
What?
Ditching her. Is it? Who's the.
You
Yeah.
heard her, Victor. Partnership. You had to do it.
Oh!
Remember, he said no partner. Remember, he doesn't take any partners.
Okay?
Okay. You know, for a moment, I was worried that you wouldn't come with me.
Is
There's get your baby in that journal of
Is she
yours.
jealous?
Is she jealous? She was jealous of her.
Verona.
I'm sure there will be.
When you first created me, long before the TVA or multiversal war, I was just a simple AI.
Oh,
Just
can we go back to that last part of the multiversal war?
You need a real body.
Ah, there it is. Okay, good night, folks.
It wasn't.
AI wants to fuck. Okay.
I know, yep.
That's it.
We got a horny AI
I
now.
had a body. We could truly lead together.
Yes, that's something I
Could have been your girl.
Okay, creepy. I'm out.
Put that down. Don't do this for me. You need me all.
Keep her in there.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Lover's tip. The lead. To act. To keep order. Did you happen to notice? The second I left, everything crumbled. I'm the only one who can bring stability to the TVA.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Thanklessly. For eons. When will you learn?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The heart. I have meaning in my chest.
Don't make me regret this.
Now
Leave
her.
that to me.
Leave her to me. Oh shit.
No objections. Bye.
Bye. You gave her a chance. This is what she chose. Oh shit.
See it for herself.
Send her straight to the end of time.
Interesting. Did not see that coming.
Foolish of him to make an enemy out of someone who knows all his secrets.
Bitch, you were trying to fuck him.
Really big one.
I know, right?
I can tell you, but what? It's gonna make you real angry.
So that was Loki Season 2, Episode 3. And if I say we finally know what King Prime's backup plan was, which was to take a failed king from an alternate timeline and turn him into the new he who remains.
Yeah, exactly.
With Renslayer serving as, partner of sorts.
Yeah, of sorts in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the plan. Then it just got a little bit confusing there for a sec. But that's the plan, and they found Victor Timely, who is a inventor, who is a Kang variant who, of course, in his timeline fails. He's a Kang who fails. But of course, thanks to the TVA handbook and stuff that Renslayer gave him when he was a child, it's a Kang who succeeds, and that's where they were gonna go. But now they need him to fix the timeline. But Renslayer and our good guys' plans were crossing wires. Where, like, while Renslayer wanted to do the same thing they did, she wanted to see a power. And then Miss Minutes wanted to do other things with Victor Timely, but we'll get to that later.
That's a whole other story.
But that was the plan. And it looks like Miss Minutes, at the end of this, because they both got thrown by Sylvie into the end of time,
to the body of King Prime.
So it looks
many years later, let's put it that way.
So it looks like Miss Minutes is trying to create her own plan and doing something with Renslayer by probably telling the harsh truths about what He Who Remains told Loki and Sylvie back in the season 1 finale.
That's the only thing I could think of, like showing them this is what's going on and this is what's happening to TVA.
I think catching her up about what Loki and Sylvie already know.
Yeah, what they already know, what have to understand where Loki, not only Loki and Sylvie, but that Loki and Mobius have been trying to say.
What helped too, as well, for Loki's situation is that she remembered that level of trust that they had.
Yeah.
And, like, believes him. Because it's hard, of course, as always, it's always hard to believe a Loki.
Yeah.
So she's taking that chance and believing him and letting them take Timely back to the TVA.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like he's trying, like you said, it's all on how he's, the problem is on how he's stating it. That's the problem, pretty much. It's like, that's where she didn't understand. It's like, she still thinks the TVA is defenseless. It's like, they can't do anything about it. And he's like, no, they can, and we're trying to fix it so they can keep this in, keep this in line and keep this straightened out. That's what we're trying to do. And that's where, like I said, near the end, you notice where it's like, she's like, I'm going to give you this one. It's like, this, it's like, I hope that you're right type of situation.
Yeah.
It's like,
still not any close to figuring out what causes that chaos in the future. But, like, and because remember, one thing I didn't bring up before last episode, but, like, one thing we saw when Loki was in the timeline was the branches were very out. Like,
they were
very out. And it looked like they failed to do what they were trying to do, which was fix that room.
Well, that's what they said. That's what they stated, that, yeah, they may have pruned the original ones that were starting to come out, but new ones are starting to grow again, filling in its spot. Filling in its space, pretty much, and now it's still growing and growing and growing. And the room that they have it in, like you said, is not, it wasn't made for all these timelines. It was made just for the one sacred timeline. And that was it.
Yeah, but I think it was a very interesting episode. I mean, consider what we know now about Jonathan Majors, and consider what we know now about the current status of the MCU.
Yeah, I like how
this episode is the most it didn't age well episode.
Yeah, I do like how they made this version of him more of like, he's still a scientist at heart, but he's a con man. That's what he is. Because that's where Loki saw it going, wait a minute.
And you know what's cool is you don't need to be explaining why this Kang failed.
Yeah.
You see why this Kang failed. He's a con man. Of course,
yeah.
One of his inventions that fails is going to get him killed. Eventually
get him killed and stuff like that. And that's why I like how Loki saw that pretty much. Where he's like, wait a minute, you're a con man. It's like, that's what you are. He sees it for what it is and things like that,
There's still some funny moments, like the Miss Minutes ghost. How they spook people away on occasion.
Yeah,
he's using the Miss Minutes ghost.
No, the Odin and Thor.
I love it because right there he's like, Thor's not that tall.
He's not that tall.
He's not that tall.
Thor's not that tall.
And then the Abe Lincoln looking big dude, what he does with him.
Yeah.
And then how they scare off the
You're like, you know what, you can go after him. Go right ahead. You know, it's like, you know what, you take the guy. You can go after him. You can take him.
But nah, this is interesting to see, like, the technology we've seen many episodes before used in a more 1800s.
Yeah, even the stick.
The giant pruning stick.
The pruning stick. It was like that was the first iteration that he built for it.
Yeah, and it works too. We saw that she demonstrated it. Okay, but we have to talk about the creepiest thing, which is Miss Minutes
is a little horniness.
Yeah, apparently she was so attached to Kang, she developed feelings for him.
Feelings, emotions.
But she's pissed that he remains never made an actual artificial
body for her. That's the thing.
So like, yeah, I think
it explains why he did it, because it's like just how she was. I think that's what it is.
And his rule about partners.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Do those Kangs we saw at the end of Quantum Mania really
gonna trust each other?
No, and that's why I think my prediction is still, you know how Doctor Doom wins? He does nothing.
Yeah.
He lets them kill each other.
His whole point is he lets everybody fight each other, you know, and they don't realize, wait a minute, we were brought towards this. Yeah. You know, which would make sense. You know,
but,
it's like...
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do now, because, like, now that Timely is in the TVA, how exactly are we going to fix whatever needs to be fixed?
Yeah,
you know?
So this is at that halfway mark for us. So this is just the first half of, like, leading into, okay, this is how we get to here. Now we're on the way, okay, how are we going to be heading out of this season? You know, the series overall.
Yeah, I did enjoy this episode.
Me too.
And, like, I appreciate when they are doing the time travel a bit more. It is the TVA, like, can't just be in a TVA the entire time, but, like, it was cool seeing, like, their version of the Chicago World's Fair and, like...
Yeah.
And just seeing him, he's just a swindler and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all he is. It's really cool.
Yeah, so other than that, folks, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like it just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about Marvel television shows, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon as well.
Let us know what you guys thought of how badly has aged pretty much since everything that happened with Jonathan Majors, especially with this show, you know, and with the original plan that they had going at this point, you know. Even from watching this episode overall, you know, did you love his performance? You love how he was bringing this version of Kang, you know, just that con man type of person that's still the inventor, but still the con man that he's trying to become. I mean, let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you thought of our reaction to this episode thus far. But most importantly, we thank you for watching.
And if you haven't yet, make sure to check out our previous episode on Season 2, Episode 2 of Loki. And of course, on the next episode of SRB TV Tackling Loki, we'll be dealing with Episode 3 of Season 2. Oh, so 4 of Season 2.
Episode 4, where it starts, again, this is the start of the second half, pretty much, leading out of this season. It's the heart of the TVA.
So until next time, I'm Kirsten.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very 1800s filled episode of SRB TV.
See ya.
Later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
as well as one of our other SRB shows,
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can find us on Twitter and Stardust
at Super React Bros,
as well as on Facebook
at Super Reaction Bros.